Good afternoon. Welcome to Stockton, California, where it's raining like crazy. So we're going to make the best of this day. There's always something to do in the plastic model world. If you have so many projects going like I do, you can do a little this, a little that. I made some grab handles and stuff the last couple of days on a new tank that I just started because I'm out of the painting mode right now and just want to shift into something else. And I get the project done eventually when you're retired and had no say in the fact. You just got to keep busy. You got to keep your mind. You're going to the gym a couple of weeks, even though I don't look it, and just getting things stretched out and nimble. You can't just sit around and do nothing all day long. So this is something I really enjoy, though. I mean, this is a love for me to do this hobby. And for me, it's tanks. Always been tanks since I was a kid. And I will continue to do so as long as I'm on this earth. So let's get to it. Okay, not too long ago, I had a question about my shelving and space. Where do you, or how do you put your models on display? And my inspiration for the ones I have in my room, the 3 giant box shelves, which I happen to like a lot, is my stepson's room. And he's got a big entertainment room just for himself. 3 nice recliners. And he's a Nerf gun guy. And these are his shelves. So they built these, I believe, out of bamboo. And they go too deep. He collects a lot of DVDs. And for those of us that remember, which is all of us, Blockbuster, he could rent videos, no problem. DVDs, rather. He's all set. He's got movie memorabilia and all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, this was my inspiration from my shelves, and I'll show you what happened regarding after this inspiration. Hang on. So as you enter our hobby craft room, above here, I think I've showed these off before. These are my Salido tanks. I don't know if they classify these, like I've mentioned before, as an antique or not, because these are built anywhere from the 60s to the 70s. And I think they have a modern line they have built under that company named Salido, which is 1/72nd. These are 1/50th scale, so it's really close to 1/48th, which is what I build in armor. And this is what actually got me started back in the hobby. Went to a comic convention, Comic-Con, and I just found one of these and then 2 later on when I went the second day with a friend, and just really liked them. I mean, they get pretty detailed. I hope you can see that okay. I got this on the wand. And they're metal and plastic. They are bodies metal. And the tank treads are metal. Bogies are plastic. And there's some other plastic parts. But it's a good blend of metal and plastic. So these are things, on occasion I sell them on eBay, but man, right now it's not a very good collector's market. The economy is getting pretty bad, at least in my opinion. You can make your own projections on that. And when it's between paying the rent, paying your mortgage, and food for the family, this is like last on the list, this kind of stuff. So I'm kind of glad I have a bunch of models to do. So buying right now, it's not impossible. The kits are coming up because people are hoping to get some money for them and do other things with the money. That's what it is, in a lot of cases anyway. That is a 72 Monte Carlo, and I used to drive that in high school, but mine was a white top. That was as close as I can get. Anyway, so that is that. And let me show you some other things with the Salido tanks. I'm going to bring one down. All right, please forgive the dust on this if the lens happens to pick it up. It's been up there for a while without any dusting. This is a pretty weighty tank, probably pretty close to 16 ounces. And it's got the metal tank treads. And I could take these apart, not the treads themselves, but take them off, open them up if the turret is giving me problems, and I can hopefully find a remedy for it. I've done that in a couple Tiger tanks that are Salido. And this is just one of the, of course you guys know it's an anti-aircraft gun on a Panzer IV chassis that the Germans came up with when they lost air superiority. They really needed something to shoot down Allied planes to take the pressure off. This was one of them. And anyway, it's just beautiful camouflage pattern. A guy I know on eBay, I haven't bought from him for a very long time because I got out of Salido and started building my own tank models. But this is a really good paint job that he did. And he does a very good job. He's based out of Florida, Fort Myers, I believe, and does very good work. So, okay, I'll get into something else now. Hang on one second. Okay, so thank you for your patience on this as I try to pursue this in a way. The gentleman asked me a question on how to best display your models possibly, and what avenues to do to go about that. He had a couple of aircraft he wanted to build. I think he told me in a reply he does mostly armor but wanted to get some aircraft in, and I can understand that. We all have our favorites. So aircraft, old hobby shops that I used to see growing up, and there was one near Oakland, California. Go there in the daytime, best way so you know your way around if you're not familiar with any city. And it was an old-time hobby shop, and they had aircraft on the ceiling. I assume they hang that with fishing wire. That'd be my best guess on that. And they look very well when you do stuff like that. So I also have shells from Hobby Lobby. And these are you want to go Hobby Lobby to get some shells, that's great. Wait for sales. They have them anywhere between 40 to 50% off, I believe. These are a couple small ones. So on the small ones, now that I have these nice big ones, courtesy of my father-in-law, and I have 3 up here, but he actually made me 4, and I have it very carefully packed in the garage, wrapped in a blanket and plastic and all kinds of stuff because I didn't want to get marked up. And if I finish everything that's up here, then yeah, I'm gonna need to put that up, and we'll see. We'll see what happens from there. So, if he has some basic construction skills around the house, I mean, I can put up shelves and stuff like that, but I don't have access to a table saw, and my father-in-law did, and so you get more precise cuts, of course. And I'm just glad I had that resource to have someone build them for me. And all I had to pay for was materials, and we took my in-laws out to dinner, so thank you. So I hope that answers the gentleman's question on shelving. You can also, I have this, you can use this for displays as well. I happen to have the top part, and the middle part is mine. My wife's is the bottom part. And it's just stuff to support the hobby supplies, ongoing projects. I think I got a pretty good flow of where I want things. And that's kind of what I got going right now. Let me get you going on a couple of projects I got going and see if that'll bring any interest to you. Hang on. Okay. Getting to my newest project. This is the production turret Tiger II, which I don't have an example of on my shelf yet. So I wanted to bang this out since we're still having rain. I mean, it's March and we're still going at it. So anyway, I decided to customize so I can use my metal tracks that I had here that were spares. And I use staples bent in the proper way as hangers so I can put all these up. I'm not going to put them all on now. I don't want to stress out the staples. So the next time I'll put all these on is after I've primered it, painted it, sealed it, and then put them on gently. And then they'll be on for good. And hopefully this will show up on the camera. I put these little rods in. It's from Metal Rod. You can get any hobby shop, or Hobby Lobby has it. This kind of stuff right here. With music wire. That's our classification for it. So I did 8 sets of 2 lengths. And I have all these ready. And once the model is painted, and probably should wait for the weathering too and then put them on. That's not a bad idea, actually. And so I'm just kind of doing the grab handles like for the crew. They come with molded handles that are like one piece, like you couldn't actually grab it if you were 1/48 scale and trying to open the hatch. So I just, and for the top hatch as well, the lifting hooks when they do maintenance on the turret, when they take it off the body, all metal. The commander's hatch. And engine deck. I always like doing the engine decks on the German heavy cats. Had to do a custom handle right there, and this was all one piece right there. And I drilled out either side. A little more realism. And just, I don't go crazy on the detail, but enough. It's enough to where I like it. So if I like it, that's good enough. To tell you the truth, on the model groups that I'm on Facebook, I don't post work anymore. There's so many people that try to suck the life out of it. Let me be honest with you. 95% of them are outstanding. They look great, good job, kind of thing, encouraging, or the best. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all, right? And you always get one or two. Well, that decal you have on there, that wasn't the Eastern Front. You got the wrong setup. These are really knowledgeable people, and they feel like they have to put you down to get some knowledge in your head. That's a way to go about that kind of stuff. And I'm 58 years old. I don't want to deal with this childish stuff. And be honest with you, it's their right to do what they want. It's also my right not to get involved in it. So I choose not to. So that is a building project I got going. And then also I have, I think I didn't call this done in my last video. I was getting there. This is my KV1. I hadn't weathered it yet. I think it's what it was. So I did the weathering on this. And did my best with some rust. Color variations on the rivets. I used a different kind of green to pick things up more. You'll see the rivets in the white area. I used a German interior white for the inside of their tanks, just to make them pop a little bit. They may not be realistic for me. Like I said, it's fine. I like it, so it's good enough. And just so you see the bolts, I think the bolts on tanks are awesome when they got them on particular ones. This is my version of the T-44 because I'm batching two kits together. I think it looks pretty good. I'm probably going to do tank museum quality on this, where it's going to be a clean build. But I am going to do a little bit of weathering on it. You have to do a little bit of weathering to bring out detail. You can't get around that in my book. So, and of course, I have to paint these wooden boxes that I did, and cut the wood grain in there. Got to paint the sleeping bags. This was an enjoyable project. I'm just glad it worked out. And the paint job, I did some thin masking tape as my first thin line one, and just happened to work out, and I'm grateful that it did. Made it very fun. The last one I have is my T3485, the first T3485. I've done several T3476s, and I'm just now getting around to doing the T3485. So I kind of borrowed this basic camo scheme from a night shift video. He did this with a KV2. Came out very well. I doubt I'll get to his artistry on this project. Possibly never, but when you aspire to the greats, it makes your work greater, I think. So it's going to be a combination of the Russian green and just a little bit of winter on the turret and the front plate. And that is my progress on my projects right now currently. And I hope that I answered that gentleman's question on stuff I display, where I got to that point, what was the inspiration, and whatnot. I hope that was sufficient for you, sir. And thank you for that suggestion. I'm going to continue to do these. I've been wanting to get Angelo back on here to go head to head on the T3476 that I built myself, because the one I built him, the paint job came out really good in my opinion, and I just had to add one of my own. And well, I did it. I put them head to head. I do like mine better because I changed the variation of the white. I put a couple drops of the German interior white to tone down the brightness of the white. I think it looks a little more realistic. When we do that head-to-head video, you guys let me know. But I'm just having a ton of fun putting these together for you guys. It's really been like a journal for me that I'm sharing with you of my work and the love for this hobby. And I hope you have the same love for this hobby that I do. For those of you that are new, thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, you like the videos, please consider subscribing. It really helps me grow the channel, and liking the video if you indeed like it. Any comments are welcome. Constructive criticism, of course, is welcome. And I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. I think I've gotten back to everybody that has written, and I thank you for that. And so I will continue to get these out to you guys. Rain or shine. Of course, I'm indoors, so what does that matter? Anyway, I'm going to keep banging these out and enjoying this hobby, as I hope you enjoy yours. And we will see you very soon. Thank you for watching very much, and very much appreciate you guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.